pissing off the neighbors. Whether homegrown or imported, we feeling shorted, cause we waiting on our paper. So next time when they ask you where you from, you gon' say Detroit City, where we get back on our feet. Next time when they ask you where you from, you gon' say Detroit City, where we get back on our feet. Yeah, you don't know about the day, you don't know about the streets, cause when you're in the Motor City, nothing is as pretty as the hustle. You don't know about the day, you don't know about the streets, cause when you're in the Motor City, everything ain't pretty but it's love though. Next time when they ask you where you from, you gon' say Detroit City, where we get back on our feet. Next time when they ask you where you from, you gon' say Detroit City, when we get back on our feet. Yeah.
What's up, y'all? Hello, good morning. What is up, everybody? Welcome to Spike Kool-Aid for Friday, January 20th, 2023. I can't believe we're already 20 days in to the new year. How crazy is that, y'all? I'm telling you, life moves way too fast for you to be consumed with the little things, man. Shout out to everybody in the chat. What's going on? Patty Grimes, Lions Mania, says next time, oh yeah, you already know. I'm from Detroit City, man. Patty says, Derek getting dressed. No, I already did that already. What's up, Perry? What's up, Orlando? What's going on? What is going on? What's up, Finkel says, Greer, would you trade the 18th pick in the draft for Marshawn Lattimore? Lattimore is a stud. I think they would want much more than that. Didn't they sign him to a big deal? The 18th pick for Marshawn Lattimore. I mean, you got a known asset versus a unknown. Let me think about that one for a while. What's up, Chris? What's going on, big dog? Hope everybody had a great week. Just like that, another week has gone past. And you know what, y'all? Before you know it, it'll be time for the free agency, the NFL draft. And then after that, once the draft gets here, I feel like the season is right around the corner because the more active I am in the YouTube community, the Lions community, the faster things go. Could you imagine? I want all y'all to remember what it was like 5 years ago, before any of this existed on this platform, that you were like talking to friends and family. It wasn't like worldwide. You got everybody talking about in the NFL now on social media, Twitter, YouTube, on everywhere, right? So imagine, it's all like we friends, man. Patty says, I got you sick over the internet. Perry says we need to stay the course and keep building through the draft. I think overall that's what they're going to do. I do think that Brad Holmes and Dan Campbell are going to make some moves 100%. I 100% believe that they're going to do that because you have to do something. I think the first thing they're going to do is keep signing their guys. I think that's the number one thing. They're going to re-sign some guys. I don't think as many as they did last year, but I do believe that we are going to sign a lot of our guys, and then we're going to get out there. We didn't really do it much. We went out there in free agency and got a couple guys. Paul says, I see us taking Breezy. Don't see Walker to be available at 6. I don't think so either. I saw a mock draft today. Let me see is this what you was talking about?
See Breezy.
That's the one I needed. You mean Breezy? That's the one I needed. I wanted to hit.
Breezy.
Was up on that beat. And shout out, listen, if you listening to the show, this is my show. You know what I'm saying? I can do what I want, when I want, where I want, okay? So I want to get sometimes we got to chop it up. We're not just going to jump straight into the football talk, you know what I'm saying? We got to chop it up a little bit. I got to see how my people doing. They get to ask some questions, and then we get going. Somebody yesterday was like, man, you keep saying you're going to get into it, and you still talking. I'm like, shut up, shut up, shut up. Let me give you one of these.
You weak, pathetic fool.
Shut up, I say. Shut up. Oh, yeah, I knew you, man. I knew you, man, Paul. What's going on? All right, but for those people who are in the chat, man, I appreciate y'all. Oh, listen, I got to do this. But you can't just diss and come. We hit 2,000 subscribers, y'all. We hit 2,000 subscribers yesterday. I am so excited. I'm proud of my team. Shout out to Detroit Lions Forum, a.k.a. David Pike. His show will be on tomorrow. Shout out to my man, Nick Harkson. Killing him over here. Killing him. And we still on a hunt for Pistons, Tigers, Red Wings, whoever else, man. We are on the rise, baby. And it's all because of y'all. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. And we didn't have to Tarzan off anybody. We didn't have to do that. Let me stop before I get canceled. Let me stop. All right, let's get going on. Mr. Poole, what's up, man? I just had to hit the air horn, man, because we hit 2,000 subscribers, bro. We hit 2,000, and I was just giving my team some love. David Pike, a.k.a. Detroit Lions Forum, and my man Nick Hartson. The last thing I'll say before we start talking Detroit Lions for everybody on it is on Tuesday or Thursday, I will have a show on Detroit Lions Syndicate. I thought about it. I was like, you know what? I'm leaving them hanging over there as far as the live streams, and I need to put my foot up in the ring. You know what I'm saying? Need to say what's up. Plus, it's another chump that gets on, and I want to be on what he on, young punk. So, you know, it's a two-edged sword, but I'm really doing it for y'all, right? Young punk. Anyway, let's get it going, man. Hey, Mr. Poole, I did get that information that you sent me, so I appreciate you. Let's do this. Let me pull up the little tweet elite thing, twitter.com, and I want to show y'all something, and let's talk about it, man. Let's talk about it. See, the one thing about YouTube, man, is we live, you know, everybody's so afraid to get canceled. Everybody's so afraid to get canceled, man, because you will get canceled for anything now. Back in the day when I was young, we used to say and do some things that will get you immediately canceled today. You won't even make it off the bus. That's how quickly you will be canceled. So thank goodness I'm not a kid anymore, because I would have been canceled. They would have canceled me out the womb. The 80s was a different time, man. 80s was a different time. But anyway, now that we've finished with the small talk and people are losing their minds, get to the show already. Then we'll do just that. I had to pop out the chat so I could see y'all. So let's get it cracking. All right, so this is going to be our first segment of the day. Shout out to my guy, Mr. Poole, always keeping me up on everything NFL, and especially Detroit Lions. And this came out. He shared this with me a little while ago, just about 5 minutes ago, right as I was hitting live. And this comes from our main man, Jamal Williams, at Swag Daddy. And he tweeted, "Cherish every moment and enjoy the ride." Okay? Now, as you can see right here, I said, that's me. I said, welcome back, fam. Now, it ain't no news out that he coming back, that he's re-signed, because we can't do that right now, okay? But I already know it's happening. So I said, welcome back. But I wanted to ask y'all, what is this? Is this, I'm about to go, or is this, I'm coming back? Which one is this to you? Jamal Williams, and this is two of his photos. You know what I love? Is that you didn't really see this in Green Bay. He got no ill will toward Green Bay, but always playing catch with the little kids and all that stuff, and people in these two pictures here. This shows me that the brother is saying, I'm coming back. I'm coming back. That's what this means. This means bring me back. I want to be back. We've already heard that he wants to be back. We already know he wants to be back. It's about getting the money back. So I am excited about this because I am of the mindset. I'm of the mindset that we need him back. We talked extensively about potential. And I will say this, though. I will say this is I am a little, we'll talk about it more, but Robinson is growing on me. Now, you know what? Let's go ahead and make this a segment too. Let's bring Mr. Robinson. Let's bring him to our neighborhood, right? Jamal Williams, I think no matter what we're going to do in the draft, we need to bring him back. And I'm going to tell you why. And listen, this kid, Robinson, is really growing on me. I know the Detroit Lions need defense, but we talked about it yesterday. Hear me out. Hear me out. Jamal Williams, another two-year deal, right? 2-year deal. He's 28 years old. So when he's finished with his deal, he'll be 30. Okay? Derrick Henry, he's up there too, right? DeAndre Swift, for everything good he is also on the last year of his deal. Now, just hear me out. If we were to draft Robinson, we had Robinson, Swift, and Maul. Maul, 2 years. Swift may or may not be back, and Robinson is the future. How crazy would that be? Now, Jamal has to come back. Early on, I'm like, well, only way we would draft Bijan is if we didn't bring Maul back. But Maul got to come back, period. He wants to come back. We need this man here. I have called him the heartbeat of our team. I think St. Brown is the blood flow. If you want to compare these players to body anatomy, St. Brown is the blood flow, but Swag Daddy is the heartbeat. We saw it on Hard Knocks. We saw it at the end of the season. How quickly he went from honoring his late great-grandfather to, but we still some dogs. Don't take the tears for granted, right? Don't let these tears fool you. But I'm saying, bruh, if we had it, could you imagine the 3-head monster that we would have if we had DeAndre Swift, Bijan Robinson, and Big Maul? Oh, my God. We would have to have the scariest running back team in the league, which formerly belonged to Nick Chubb and Kareem Hunt. I am not opposed to that. But the number one thing that we need to do before any of that happens is we need to bring back Jamal Williams. So I wanted to ask you, what do you think? It's speculation time. Is this a reach out from Jamal saying, hey, I love it here, bring me back, and even though I said it, I'm going to say it again? Or is this, we might not get the money right, it might not line up, so I'm saying goodbye? Which one you think it is? Let me know. Nick says, are you in on Bijan, bro? I've been thinking about it. And here's the thing as to why I'm going to say yes. I'm going to say yes, that I am. And I'm going to tell you why. I told you yesterday, but the more you're thinking about it, the more it makes sense, right? DeAndre Swift cannot stay healthy. He cannot stay healthy. He's in year 4 of 4. This time next year, we may not have the running back. So now we on Jamal Williams. Jamal Williams will be entering year 2 of his deal. And we will be without a running back. Now, let me ask you this. Here's how you can answer that. Here's how you can answer that question, Nick. People in the chat. Here's how you answer the question of Bijan Robinson. Do we know what Brad Holmes is going to do? We don't, which is beautiful. It keeps us on our toes for the next 3 months, right? But here's how if you can answer no to this question, then Bijan Robinson is fully on the table for pick 18, all right? Here's the question. Do you, in the chat, if you are Brad Holmes, do you bring back DeAndre Swift? If the answer is yes, there's no need for Mr. Robinson. If the answer is no, then Robinson is on the table. For me, right now, year 3, no. I don't bring DeAndre Swift back for year 5. That's if he wants to come back. Let's not, he has a decision in this too. So if you can say, no, we don't bring DeAndre Swift back, then Bijan makes a ton of sense. You got him on a 5-year deal. And I'm the guy that's all about defense. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to trust Brad Holmes that he's going to fix this. I'm going to trust this. We got that TJ Hawkinson pick. Okay? We don't have a 4th round or a 7th. I guarantee you 2 things. 1, he gonna try his best to fix this defense. And 2, there will be a trade in this draft. Brad Holmes has traded in the last 2 drafts that he's had. His time in GM for the Detroit Lions, he has traded. He has made a trade. He made one early and late in 2022, and in 2021, he traded. And was it Derek Barnes or Amon Ra? It was somebody. It was one of them 2, part of that trade. Derwin says, I think 1st round we got to go defense. Okay. That is a possibility as well, but something that we're missing that we'll talk about it. Okay, Jeff says Barnes. We'll talk about it later in the show. And I like that. You know what? As a matter of fact, let me do this. Derwin, I am going to pin this comment because I don't want to forget about it. So I'm going to, my bad, bro. I meant to pin. What? Okay. I can't undo that, bruh. Hey, Derwin, do that again, please, bro. I hit the wrong button. I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry, bro. Nick says, I like the idea of trading down to 11 or 9. Okay, Nick, but what are you giving up? What are you giving up? All right, so this comes from my man, Mr. Poole. Well, Michigan fires Matt Weiss amid computer access crimes investigation. Oh, my God. Says the University of Michigan announced it has fired offensive coordinator Matt Weiss, who is under investigation by university police for, quote, a report of computer access crimes, end quote, at the school's football facility. Wow. It says Weiss's firing is expected to be, quote, for cause, end quote. And there's a clause in his contract that includes, quote, for cause, firing for both conviction of a felony along with a conduct clause for morality. Computer access crimes sound like something was, come on, bruh. Come on, bruh. What are we doing here? Are you looking at inappropriate situations? What is happening, bro? What's going on? Computer access crimes? Come on, man. Come on, man. Wow, what is happening? I'm telling you, the computer can be the devil sometimes. Easy access. Stuff is right there. And if you got a position where you have special, you privy to certain information, then you just abuse that. What's going on, man? KD, you walked into Michigan fires Matt Weiss amid computer access crimes investigation. They fired him. He fired. And that sounds like a little something to me. Wow, he just gave away. He made his salary was $850,000, and he was to earn $400,000 in bonuses. Wow.
You weak, pathetic fool.
Got him!
Here's my new one. He is stupid, Aaron. Wow. What a dummy. We have yet to know what exactly those crimes are, but they sound like he might have been doing something he wasn't supposed to do. Looking in stuff he wasn't supposed to. Derwin, where you at, bro? I need that comment again, man. Oh, I timed the brother out, bruh. Hold on, let me get myself one. What is happening, man? Bruh. Come on, man. That's on me. Let me get myself a I timed the brother out. I did not mean to do that, man. What's up, True? I changed to you to do 100 push-ups in an hour. Okay. All right, let me get you through, man. He got into other people's email? Yeesh. Oh, I thought it was a little something else. But, they be sending, college girls might be doing something. That's what I'm thinking he doing. He doing something. It always got something to do with that. But let's lighten the mood. He's an idiot. And he can be convicted of a felony. That is a tragedy, man. Speaking of felony, real quick, y'all hear about Alec Baldwin, bro? Bruh, a felony in Mexico. A felony charge. They said he can do 18 months to 5 years. Wow. But anyway, that's for a different show. That is a different show. All right. So here is something that I saw as I was getting on. I got to figure out what Syndicate video I'm going to make. I might make a couple Syndicate videos today. Maybe one today, one for tomorrow, because tomorrow is the games, dog. And matter of fact, we have to do a NFL segment too today. All right, so here is something that I've seen. The Detroit Lions have the 6th pick and the 18th pick. Everybody knows that by now. If you are a avid Detroit Lions fan like myself, you're going to know that is the case. The Rams, the end of the Matthew Stafford trade is upon us with that 6th pick. So with the 6th pick in this year's NFL draft, we will be free of the Matthew Stafford connection until he inevitably returns to retire a Detroit Lion. But coming from Lions Wire, Daniel Jeremiah did a mock draft today. And the Lions are on everybody's radar. Everyone's talking about Detroit City because we are the hottest thing since toast, right? So they put us out. He did his mock draft. Now him, Mel Kiper, Todd McShay, Bucky Brooks, everybody does a mock draft. And these two people I have not seen before, and I want to ask you, how do you feel about these picks? Because this is new to me. This is like, it's Christian Gonzalez, it's Jalen Carter, it's Will Levis, it's this, it's that, it's tomato. But these are different. I haven't seen these. And I want to know what you think. With the 6th pick in the 2023 NFL Draft, the Detroit Lions select Devin Witherspoon, cornerback, Illinois. According to Jeremiah, he says this: he is dripping with instincts and possesses outstanding ball skills. His feisty play style would fit the culture of Dan Campbell and company and what they are building. The Lions found immediate success with 2022 with Witherspoon's former roommate and safety Kirby Joseph. Given the Lions' need for an outside corner who can play man coverage and make plays on the ball, Witherspoon is an easy sell, even as high as the number 6 pick. So this would be, with the number 6 pick, the Detroit Lions would get his teammate and roommate of Kirby Joseph, Devin Witherspoon. Paul says something to think about. This could be the Lions' last high draft pick for a while. This is very important. That is facts, Paul. That is facts. Finkel says, win pick. Lions Mania says, I love it. Witherspoon could be had at 18. Jeff, we're going to get there. Nate says, what's up, Nate? A little reach, but not bad. Okay, would you say, Nate, would you in the chat say that Jameson Williams was a reach at 12? Be honest, this is a safe space. He might be worthy of a top pick, says Lions Mania. Lions could trade down and still get him. Trade down. Okay, so Patty is of the notion that we might trade out of that 6 overall pick and come down. Nick says he was still at 12. Okay. Nate says, I thought it was a reach. I thought it was a little bit of a reach, too, knowing that he wasn't going to be an asset for year 1. So, but I've seen J-Mo as a dog. That's for sure. He's a dog, but he's a dog that we need to let off the collar, off the leash next year. So, Devin Witherspoon, Kirby Joseph, roommate and teammate, that's unique. A lot of mock draft experts have us taking a cornerback, which is, it's a need. And again, I can't hold Brad Holmes and Dan Campbell accountable for Matt Patricia and Bob Quinn's mistake. So Okudah is a burn. Like, that stings, but I can't blame them for that, and we desperately need a corner. But we got to talk about one. Don't forget about free agency. And if the Lions take a corner, they may or may not draft a corner either. So we got to think about that as well. I know we're skipping ahead to the draft, but we have to remember as well that we have the free agency period. With the 18th pick in the 2023 NFL Draft, the Detroit Lions select Trenton Simpson, linebacker, Clemson. Now, this one to me is a hard sell. Says Simpson is at best in the passing game, both in coverage and as a blitzer between the tackles. He would presumably replace Alex Anzalone in that role in Detroit. Now, to me, this is a stretch because we already know how Brad Holmes feel about linebackers high. These are his words. His words. If you look at Brad Holmes' linebacker draft, we took Derek Barnes in the 5th round in 2021. We took Malcolm Rodriguez in 2022. We also took James Houston, who started off in college as a linebacker. They moved him to edge, but he can play both. He's more dominant in the edge position. So this one here, I don't see this happen. Whether Alex Anzalone comes back or not. By the way, he was on a show yesterday talking about the culture in Detroit. But whether he comes back or not, I think this is a reach. Because we didn't take Nakobe Dean. We didn't take anybody. We didn't take a linebacker in 2022 in the first 5 rounds. Brad Holmes is not high on high linebacker drafts. So this one here, shout out to Daniel Jeremiah, but we know more about our GM than he does. Jeff says no linebacker till 2nd or 3rd. And Jeff, I feel like that's too high for Brad. Brad has not taken a linebacker higher than the 5th round. So why would he start now? And it was some studs came out last year. And we passed on all of them until we got the hidden gem of Malcolm Rodriguez. So I would say that we have no 4th round pick. Here's what I'm going to say. I'm going to say that it would surprise me if, 2 things. One, Brad Holmes is going to trade up. He's going to trade up. My guess is in the later half of the draft, we have no 4th round pick. My guess is he's going to try to get one. He's going to put something together, some package to come up in the 4th round. Because we got to get somebody in that 4th round. We have no 7th. We have 1 5th and 2 6th. So what I think he's going to do is I think there'll be a trade up. And I would be surprised if he takes a linebacker in one of the top 5 picks. That's just my opinion based on what he's already done. We took Derek Barnes in the 5th. We took Malcolm Rodriguez in the 6th. If we're going to do anything, y'all like Levante David is too old. Levante David is playing at a high level. There's other linebackers, that he could take as well in free agency. But if you look at our free agency room, we got Anzalone and 2 draft picks. Anzalone may or may not be back. Even if he does come back, will Derek Barnes be back? We know Malcolm will be here, right? We got Chris Board. Some really, our linebacker room is pretty sad. So I think we do improve, and I think that we are going to, I wouldn't rule out free agency the same way he's done it before. Denzel says, I would not be surprised if we had depth on the offensive lineman with with 6th pick. I feel like linebacker is too risky in the first round. Get like Jack Campbell or Owen Papo in the 3rd round. So those are my thoughts. My thoughts are that Trenton Simpson is a reach, but I could see us definitely taking a cornerback at 6 because we need one. We desperately need one. He could also take someone else at 6 and take a cornerback at 18. But the beauty about the draft is we don't know until it's here. So what do y'all think about that? What do y'all think about those 2 picks? Because I don't believe they happen like that. And we talked about a cornerback, and we, like I said in the segment, we have free agency. We have free agency. And Marcus Peters is a guy, I know we're not going to bring him here. He's garbage to me anyway. Noah Sewell might be here with his brother. He could be. What round do y'all think he's coming out in? If the product is starting off like this, wait till the recipe is ready. I think for once in my lifetime, we have people in place to make things happen for us. What's up, Mr. Easy? What's going on, bro? Appreciate you stopping by, and I agree 100% with you. 100%. Derek, so you want Brian Breesy with the 6th pick. What? What, Patty? Oh, I think he'll be there. Sewell or Sewell. Why did I start calling him Sewell? Yee. But we're talking about cornerbacks. If you're just now joining us, we talked about Jamal Williams and his Twitter message, which seemed to support the thought of him coming back. We also talked about some idiot former employee of Michigan who is being charged with computer access fraud or something, some stupid felony crime, and he's an idiot. And then we talked about Daniel Jeremiah's mock draft for the Detroit Lions with pick 6 and 18. He has a cornerback, Kirby Joseph, old teammate, Devon Witherspoon, and he also has another pick as well, linebacker that we just discussed. But we have to talk about free agency because that is indeed a thing. And whether we like it or not, some moves will be made. They will be made in free agency. And we have 18 of our own free agents that we have to be worried about. I think we have 25 in total, but I saw something the other day about like ranking the Detroit Lions top free agents. So we'll talk about that as well. Nate says, I think Brad trades back from 6 and gets more capital. Okay. He could. Has he traded back in the draft thus far? Has he traded? I can't remember with Rodriguez. Did he trade up or back? I think we get Joey Porter Jr. at 18, and Sewell will be one of our second-round picks. I like Wilson at 6 and Smith at 18. Signing Deron Payne as a free agent would be spectacular, and if only Brad thinks he's a fit. Oh, I think he thinks he's a fit. But again, this is what I do know. I do know that Brad Holmes, although we don't know what he's going to do, which is fantastic, there is a kind of a guideline that you can watch. From how he's drafted the past 2 drafts. Okay? And that guideline is what Brad Holmes does in free agency. And like I said, you can't pinpoint what he's going to do, but I think there's kind of like, you know, you at the bowling alley and you got the gutter protectors that come up so the little kids are bowling, it can't go in the gutter, it has to hit some pins. I think we can put those gutter protectors up, whatever they're called, gutter bumpers. Brad Holmes, we know that he doesn't like to draft linebackers high, and he hasn't. We got a 5th round, a 6th round. Free agency, we re-signed Alex Anzalone. We brought in, what was his name? Josh Board? You know what I'm saying? Like, so free agency is going to kind of be the bumpers, okay, to stay inside the lane. What Brad Holmes does in free agency will give us a guideline of what he's going to do in draft to some extent. Like, we can't, he took this, so he's not going to take that, right? But we know that linebackers in the draft are not a priority for him at all. I believe that he will sign a linebacker before he drafts one. You know what I'm saying? Which is why I just don't understand why y'all I brought up Bobby Wagner last year, and Bobby Wagner played at an outstanding level this year. League 10 plus years, and he was the brightest spot about the Rams game along with Jalen Ramsey. It was him and Jalen Ramsey that last game of the season. I think Levante going to do the same thing. Whether he wants to leave Tampa and go anywhere else, let alone here, that's different. But I will say this. Brad Holmes and Dan Campbell can do something this year that they could not do the previous 2. Nobody wanted to touch this team year 1 because of the stench of Matt Patricia. Nobody wanted to come near this team. This team over the past 2 years has built up a reputation and a culture that will attract free agents to this team. Now, as much as I love Anzalone, what he means to this team, how I love Khalif Raymond, how I love those guys, I think that we couldn't have done better than them in 2021. Not to say that they're horrible, but I don't think we could have done any better. For instance, let's assume that Brad Holmes attempted, or let's look at the free agents from last year. Bobby Wagner, Tyrann Mathieu, Allen Robinson, okay? All 3 of them guys, Bobby Wagner was the best. Mathieu, it took him forever to sign. He signed with the Saints. I don't know why he thought they were going to do something. They didn't even finish with a winning record. Bobby Wagner, I knew exactly what he was doing. He was doing what everybody else was doing, and chasing another chip, right? And then you have, who was the last guy I mentioned? Allen Robinson. He went to the same place Bobby Wagner went. Again, chasing a chip, and was a non-factor. So this year in 2023, I believe that a ton of people could come. Okay, Nick says Levante said he wants to finish his career in Tampa. Nick, I said I wanted to be a millionaire. People say a lot of things. But I'm going to tell you what talks. Money and the state of the team. I said it. I started off with saying that. But Levante David knows that something about to happen in Tampa. And it all stems around Thomas Mathias. If he don't come back, that team, I'm telling you, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers are a shell of their 2020 season champions. They fired their offensive coordinator. They don't know who their quarterback is going to be. Their defense is not the same. They have no running game. In my opinion, and record-wise, the Detroit Lions are a better team. So I know what you're saying, Nick. I heard him too. Hey, look, I wanted to stay married. You know what I'm saying? I want to be divorced. I want to be on my second marriage, but here I am. So, we say a lot of things, and it don't always work out that way. That's all I'm saying. Josh in the building says Wagner is a dog. A real sleeper free agent linebacker is Bobby Okerke. Is that how you say that? Lions Mania says no to Bijan Robinson. Okay. Nick says I can still be a millionaire. Yeah, man. Hey, Nick, that show don't even come on no more, bro. How to be a millionaire? Man, that show Who Wants to Be a Millionaire? It don't come on no more, bro. Okay, Lions says too many holes to fill. Wait a minute. Wait. Lions Mania. You got to decide which team you on. You on team BPA or you on team need? Let me know in the chat, what team are you on? Are you You know, Josh, your boy can talk. You can laugh about it now. You can laugh about it now, man. Y'all should have seen me on YouTube back in 2012. That's the whole reason. But you know what? I guess I can shout out my ex-wife for that. She's the reason I'm on this platform. Without her, without that divorce, I ain't here. So I started on YouTube venting about my divorce and the corrupt Michigan system. And here I am 10 years later, bro. You know, taking over this Detroit YouTube game. You heard me. That's right. I'm tooting my own horn. Because, again, I don't have to ride nobody to get where I want. That's what I don't do. Especially if you a dude. I ain't about to Tarzan off nothing. Lions Mania says, I'm on team BPA, but for the defensive side of the ball because I know my offense can produce at the top 5 level. That's facts. I am team trade down and get more picks. Perry, that's not part of it. That's not part of it. We going to take the trade out of it. The question was, are you on team BPA or team need? Which one? A way not to get divorced is not to get married. No, that's facts. You speeding facts, bro. Okay, I'm on team need. So let me know. Elevated. You stupid, bro. You stupid. Okay, Nate says team need. Okay, James says I'm team first, but also best. Okay, Brian Branch from Alabama. Okay, Perry says best available. Okay. Hey, elevated. That's facts, bro. Hey, listen, I can have a whole nother channel that I talked all about my experience in that department. Let me just tell you, if I'll just say this. If you had to go through anything involving divorce and children in Michigan, this is the equivalent of how you feel. The Michigan system is like, hey, the judge was like, got him. The magistrate was like, got him. Her attorney was like, got him. Friend of the court was like, got him. Oh, man, I'm sorry. You know, we got to have some comedy in the show. Okay. Oh, let me finish. Man, look, I'm having too much fun today. I'm having way too much fun today. It's Friday. It's Friday, man, so the weekend is here. Oh, my goodness. Woo, okay. All right, let's get back to Lions football. Oh, Lord, okay. So we talked about a cornerback, and I saw this today. Shout out to my guy again, Mr. Poole, but I think I saw this as well. Now, this John Macaron, is he like he's credentialed. He's credentialed because we see him asking Dan Campbell questions and stuff like that. But I saw today, and this is a name that I hadn't heard before. The Detroit Lions are in need of a cornerback because Amani ain't it. Amani is not it. Y'all remember that clip song? Ma don't love her. Don't listen to her words. She trying to split up of lovebirds, but that's not it. Amani's not it. Amani is off this team, bro. He is not going to be on this team next year. I guarantee it. Y'all remember that? The Sue Warehouse? We'll treat you just fine. Sorry, y'all. I'm on one today. I guarantee that he's not going to be on this team. So the Detroit Lions are going to need a cornerback, and we've talked about should we draft one. We got Daniel Jeremiah who says that we should take one at 6. We have the potential of taking one at 18 as well. So we got our pick of the litter coming up when it comes to cornerbacks in this draft. But we can't forget about free agency. Now, Jeff Okudah is going to be on this team. Brad Holmes looked at him and said he essentially finished his rookie year. So that means he's going to be here. He's going to be here on this team, period. Plus, he's still got 2 years. Will we pick up his 5th-year option? We'll know that very soon. I don't think we do, but regardless, he'll be on this team for 2023. But who's going to be on the other side? Mike Hughes, Juju Hughes. We got some guys, right? Will got that guy. Like Jeff Okudah at one point of the season, was that guy. We could trust him, shut down Justin Jefferson. He had some really good games, was injured, got benched. So he was all over the place. And I think Brad Holmes sees that, and he sees his potential, and I think he stays on this team. I know he stays on this team. But John, with All Lions from Fan Nation, is proposing a cornerback that we could get in free agency. And this is from Pro Football Focus, so PFF. Says for the Lions, Pittsburgh Steelers cornerback Cameron Sutton was the name that could benefit from playing in Aaron Glenn's defense. Sutton earned a career best 72.2 grade as a full-time starter in 2022, allowing just 0.6 yards per coverage snap. Good for 11th among cornerbacks with at least 200 coverage snaps on the season. He offers inside-outside versatility as well, though he's been a starter on the outside the last 2 weeks. This season, the 27-year-old defensive back recorded 15 pass breakups, 3 interceptions, and 43 tackles. According to Spot Track, Sutton could be receiving a free agent contract that is valued at $7.6 million per season. So we need help at cornerback. Would Cameron Sutton, is that a name that you could see the Lions entertaining? What about if you sign James Bradbury in free agency and then draft Brian Breesy with the 6th overall pick? The thing about that, though, Lions Mania, is Bradbury is in his 30s, right? Do you want a cornerback that's over 30? Y'all tripping on Levante David, who's 32. And he don't got to run with guys that's 21 years old. So do you want a guy who's over the age of 30 is the question that I have. Bing Bong says, Okudah is not bad, but he ain't that number one guy. That's facts. You speaking facts. Okay, so if you want a guy that's in the mid-20s, then we would stay away, because if I'm not mistaken, is he? I thought he was like 31. Maybe I'm mistaken. Perry says, build a defense line and linebacker core, and Jeff and Jerry can do well. Chris Houston. Oh, yeah, Chris Houston was solid. Remember at one point we had Dre Bly? Y'all old enough to remember that guy? Dre Bly, bro. I remember when we signed him, I was hype. Because I used to watch him with the Rams. Was hype, bro. Was hype. Katie says, I'm fine with this. Sign the vets and double down in the draft. Let the vets bring along the young guys. Allows you to continue to build through the draft. I think that's the statement. That's the best statement right there. And I think that's exactly what Brad Holmes and Dan Campbell are going to do. Anytime I mention Brad Holmes, even if I don't mention Dan Campbell, I'm thinking of him as well. Last season, the defense earned, the Lions that is, a 48.8 coverage grade, which ranked 32nd in the NFL. So, two things I realized about Brad Holmes. That Brad Holmes shops at Five Below when it comes to free agents. Five Below. Five Below ain't necessarily the dollar. You can find some stuff, man. I used to get Skylanders. I got Avengers Endgame. It was $5. It was in the bin. You can get some stuff at Five Below. But some of it ain't going to last that long. It ain't going to last that long. That's what I realized about him. That's one thing. And two is that he is not going to draft a linebacker high. Those two things are certain. Very, very strategic the way he spends money. So I wouldn't be opposed to that because, as Katie mentioned, we do need some vet assistance. Okudah is not a number one guy, and we need some help on that other side. Because as I said earlier, Amani ain't it. So let me know in the comments below, how would you feel if the Detroit Lions were to sign Cameron Sutton from the Pittsburgh Steelers, and his market value is $7.6 million per season. You also know that Brad Holmes is a 1 to 2 year deal guy. So remember that this would be a 2 year deal at best. And I'm okay with that. Man, I love y'all, man, because y'all bring the comedy, y'all bring the fun, y'all bring the everything, man. I can dig it. I can dig it. I want to say something to y'all. I want to say something to y'all because I feel like I need to speak. You know me, man. Wife said I got the gift of gab, so I'm going to gab a little bit. I want to let y'all know that the Lions community, y'all ever seen The Matrix? Y'all seen the Matrix movie, right? So Neo was supposed to be the one, right? And at the end of, spoiler alert, if you haven't seen it, at the end of the Matrix, it was a war between machines and humans, right? And at the end of the Matrix, every time the Matrix cycle would end and restart, it was peace between the machines and the humans, and it lasted for so long, and then everything got back up, right? There's a war that I want to bring, but I can't though, because if I bring this war, it's going to detract from not only what my people are doing, it's going to detract from my team. It's going to take the attention from my team, which is what I talk about, and bring it to this stupid war. All right? Now, I'm all about the art of war, the Shang Tsung or Shang, whatever the name is. But I'm also about taking it to the streets, too. I don't mind fighting in the middle of the street. You feel me? So I want y'all to know that it's because of y'all. It's because of this wonderful community and this team that this war that I want to wage is going to right now be bottled up. It's taking everything I have not to wage this war. But I understand. I've been through my fair share of wars, and it's going to detract from what's important. And that's what me and my team are building and what my team is building, the Detroit Lions. So I want to say that I'm one of them guys, bro. I don't forget. And the longer I sit on something, the more dangerous I become. So I just want to go ahead and put that out there. One thing you will never see from me is selling out. That ain't gonna ever happen. As Heisenberg once said, I am the one who knocks. And I mean that. All right, let's do this, man. We'll wrap this up. We'll do this last segment, and then we gonna wrap it up for the weekend, man. For the weekend. Let's do this. Where's this thing at? I need to put this on the channel too, because I don't ever be putting this stuff on the channel. It is divisional weekend when it comes to the NFL. The 2022 playoffs are here. And we have 8 teams remain. Started off with 14, and 6 are heading home. And now it is time for the remaining 8. The Great 8. Wasn't that The Hateful 8? That's the movie I'm thinking of. The Great 8 is what we'll call it. We have 8 teams remaining. Jacksonville will go into Kansas City tomorrow at 4:30. And then the game a lot of people are excited for, the New York Giants, will be heading into Philly at 8:15. Cincinnati and Buffalo will be Sunday, and Dallas and San Francisco is Sunday at 6:30. Who is going to move on? Which 4 teams will go home and which 4 teams will survive? That is the question that I put before the chat and the people in the comment section. Jacksonville into Kansas City. The miraculous 27-point comeback. They went on a 31-3 run, the Jacksonville Jaguars, and stunned the Los Angeles Chargers and walked off with the wild card victory. I'm going to take the Kansas City Chiefs. Kansas City Chiefs have been rolling for quite some time, and I think that Travis Kelce, McCole Hardman will not be playing this weekend, but it doesn't matter. He hasn't been playing for quite some time, and doesn't look like the Chiefs have really lost a step without Tyreek Hill. I'm going to take them to win that game tomorrow. Tomorrow night, the Philadelphia Eagles against the New York Giants. It has been a wonderful story for the New York Giants, but I think they get sent packing tomorrow and will be at home come championship weekend. So I'm going to take the Philadelphia Eagles to win that game. Now, these 2 games, I'm going to tell you what, we have 7 games, including the Super Bowl. Okay? I think the last 5 games are going to be dynamic. I really do. Buffalo, Cincinnati on Sunday at 3:30. We know what happened the last time these two teams played almost 3 weeks ago. DeMar Hamlin was unconscious, stopped breathing. They had to perform CPR. The atmosphere in that game before that was playoff. It was ridiculous. The crowd was hype. It was so loud in there that Troy and Joe were yelling on their microphones. That game is going to be absolutely fantastic. I'm going to take the Buffalo Bills to win that game. I think the Cincinnati Bengals, it is obvious that they need an offensive line. Joe Burrow is sacked almost every time. I think he had 3 sacks last game. Tennessee got to him 9 times last year. They still won that game. And they are a scary team. But I think the Buffalo defense is a bit scarier. I think they get to Joe Burrow quite a few times. The key with that game is which Josh Allen are you going to get? Are you going to get super turnover? And I didn't change the day. Why y'all ain't tell me, man? I didn't change the day. Are you going to get super turnover, Josh Allen? Or are you going to get on point, Josh Allen? I think that the Buffalo Bills are going to win that game. And they're going to exercise their demons and finally get to that elusive championship game. I think it's going to be the Chiefs facing off at the neutral site next week, which would be Atlanta for the AFC championship game. And now, the San Francisco 49ers against the Dallas Cowboys. I think the San Francisco 49ers are going to win that game. However, I will say this. I could see Dallas pulling off the upset and getting the win because Brock Purdy, as great as that story has been for the last 4 months in the NFL, I think that it is coming to an end. If it's not here, it's going to be next week. If it's not next week, it will be in the Super Bowl against either the Chiefs or Bills. I think Brock Purdy, his experience is going to show through, and I think he is eventually going to be the reason his team is sent home. As great as that is, because I believe that the NFL has Tom Brady. The 49ers have Tom Brady on their radar. And if he does decide to come back, I really believe that's the place he's going to wind up. So, but if somehow the San Francisco 49ers win with Purdy, then they won't need Tom Brady. So I am picking the San Francisco 49ers to win that game as long as Purdy does not cost them the game, because it will be on his arm and his decision-making that game is lost. So those are my picks for divisional weekend. I'm going to take the Kansas City Chiefs over the Jacksonville Jaguars, the Philadelphia Eagles over the New York Giants, the Buffalo Bills over the Cincinnati Bengals, and the San Francisco 49ers over the Dallas Cowboys. So this week, all the home teams will win in my prediction. Let me know what you think in the comments below. All right, y'all. I appreciate it, man. This year is all about strategy. I am trying to figure out how I'm going to move forward. If I put some content on NFL Syndicate, I want to get more regular over there. And yeah, man, I'm excited because, like I said, Syndicate Sports Detroit, I'm so proud of the team. We hit 2,000 subscribers overnight, and that is a feat. This channel was created October 11th. Syndicate Sports Detroit XL is approaching 300 subscribers, and the Aaron Glenn video hit 600,000 viewers, 600,000 views. So I am stoked at what I'm creating, what my team is helping me do, and yeah, man, I just tell y'all this. One of the reasons, like I told y'all before, that David Pike I was watching his videos, and you know what I love about David Pike is it's not his comments on golf. It's not any of that stuff. It's the fact that he got integrity, and he doesn't care whether you like him or not. That's big because everybody is worried about getting canceled. Everybody's worried about saying and doing the wrong things. And I was born in 1979, so I was born with no internet, who of y'all remember HBO? Before cable, when HBO, you got one channel, it was HBO. I tell the story all the time. We had HBO. We had a antenna on the roof that was the size of a car. It was the size of a literal small car, Yugo. If you remember Yugos, a small sedan, huge for one channel, right? So I'm from a time before people got canceled for sneezing. And what I love about my team is that the Syndicate brand is built on integrity. And that is what I'm so proud of. I'm so proud of the fact that my team, and that's the thing about David Pike that really stood out to me, is that he is a man of integrity. And those are men that I can roll with, because it's not always easy to have integrity, because you want to be liked, you want to be welcomed, you want everybody to applaud you, you want to be, and if you have integrity, you're not going to sacrifice your integrity over what people think of you. And that's what the most despised man in YouTube does. This guy has zero integrity, and I swear to you, I won't bring a war, but I will continue to dog him and try to, because he has zero integrity. And he has messed over the wrong person. So with that being said, I will see y'all on Monday. Remember, there's no show on Tuesday because we have Touchdown Detroit Lions hosted by Nick Harkson. And then don't forget David Pike, New Era Detroit Lions. I will see y'all on Monday. I'm going to get my car fixed Tuesday, finally. Peace. Go Lions.
Hello, good morning. Horns is blowing, and I'm pissing off the neighbors. Whether homegrown or imported, we feeling shorted, cause we waiting on our paper. So next time, when they ask you where you from, you gon' say Detroit City, where we get back on our feet. Next time, when they ask you where you from, you gon' say Detroit City, where we get back on our feet. Yeah, you don't know about the D, you don't know about the streets, cause when you're in the Motor City, nothing is as pretty as the hustle. You don't know about the D, you don't know about the streets, cause when you're in the Motor City, everything ain't pretty, but it's love though. Next time, when they ask you where you from, you gon' say Detroit City, where we get back on our feet. Next time, when they ask you where you from, you gon' say Detroit City, when we get back on our feet.